GoodBuy, the show where we tell you about a thing and whether or not you should actually buy that thing. Today, that thing is Fallout 76, which just so happens to be mostly free. Fallout 76 brings the ever-successful formula of the longtime fan-favourite RPG series to the world of MMOs. You may have already played Fallout 3, Fallout 4 and maybe even Fallout New Vegas, and all the while wished you could experience a multiplayer version with some friends or complete strangers. But as the saying goes, be careful what you wish for. Make no mistake, Fallout 76 brings a lot of fun elements of the series back, while also introducing a whole bunch of new and interesting features, such as the mutation system. Even things like expeditions, public events, and daily ops bring elements of daily replayability and a solid gameplay loop once you've completed the main storyline. Though there are several bumps in the road, most of what you could want from an online Fallout experience is here. But in many ways, good and bad, the Wasteland is a cold, unforgiving place. Fallout 76 is Bethesda's first tentative dip into a vast, unexplored MMORPG world. While there are solid foundations to build on, there's plenty that could be added and refined that would take Fallout 76 from a decent game to a great one. List writer Roland Martinez noted that Bethesda is still up to its old tricks with a notoriously glitchy experience. As is tradition, the game is full of bugs and glitches. Most of them are harmless, but those trying to immerse themselves into the world may find it off-putting when a raider goes flying across the map like Team Rocket. While the draw of the Fallout experience is always centered around playing alone, the ability to do so in Fallout 76 is treated as a luxury rather than a core tenet. The abilities to create your own private world or have unlimited storage boxes for your scrap are both locked behind a monthly subscription. Roland said, "Not everyone is willing to cough up a $13 monthly fee just to play Fallout 76 by themselves. It's a feature that sent a resounding round of applause and cheers throughout the community in the beginning, but quickly became the victim of backlash after it was revealed to be barred behind a subscription known as Fallout First." While it's clear that Bethesda expects you to play with others, trade gear, and exchange scrap fairly often, you'll need to find some friends to do that. While there are many people who are friendly and willing to help you on the game's servers, in true Fallout fashion, you'll have to keep an eye out for evil denizens of the wastes as well. If you don't want to be randomly attacked by others, make sure you set your status to pacifist to avoid any undesirable fights. Fallout 76 was once an insurmountable peak for new players, as the best weapons were no longer available via natural play. These incredibly powerful legacy weapons were hoarded by longtime players as they were completely overpowered and trivialized even the hardest bosses. Now that the previously unattainable perks have been removed from the legacy weapons, everyone is on even ground once more, and the best way to acquire your weapon of choice is by crafting. For players just getting started, the main quest should take around 33 hours to complete, according to howlongtobeat.com. There are also plenty of side quests available, though some are definitely better than others, especially if you dislike fetch missions, so don't expect to enjoy every last quest. Finishing every achievement in the game will run you about 100 to 130 hours, and completionists can see upwards of 200 hours with all of the expansions added on. A great amount of content for dedicated players. However, the most rewarding content involves daily and weekly activities, which include acquiring legendary modules and cores to imbue your weapons with legendary perks. Daily ops and expeditions should take you about 1 to 2 hours per day to complete, depending on your group. Factoring in the time it takes to sell off unwanted gear and take advantage of the daily vendor currency resets, you can expect to play for 7 to 10 hours a week if you're looking to maximize your efficiency. If you don't care about completing tasks, then the game also offers you the opportunity to set up a customized camp that you can use for farming materials, set up your vendor for other players, or just chat with your followers for fun. Fallout 76 is a free-to-play game on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, with a seasonal battle pass with Fallout First, and earnable or purchasable currency known as atoms, which you can use to buy cosmetic items like weapon skins or items for your camp, all bought from the in-game store. Atoms can be earned via daily and weekly challenges, or bought with real money. Here's the breakdown. You can buy 500 for about $4.99, 1,100 plus consumable items in the Appalachia Starter Pack for $7.99, 1,100 atoms for $9.99, 2,400 for $19.99, and 5,000 for $39.99. As for Fallout First, the $13 per month is a steep price to pay if you're playing other games alongside this one. Per year, spending either $100 if you buy a year in advance or $156 if you renew month to month is probably what it would cost to enjoy 2 or 3 games, but might be justifiable if this is your main thing. Even then, the content you get access to isn't exactly great value for the subscription cost. The Atom Store offers 1 free item to everyone every day, and an additional item for Fallout First members. You also receive quite a fair amount of atoms for completing your daily and weekly quests, so you can feasibly buy most skins and building items that catch your fancy. The Seasonal Battle Pass or Scoreboard is completely free of charge unless you decide to use atoms to increase your level. Overall, the scoreboard provides a wealth of useful items, including legendary cores and modules to keep you satisfied while playing. The final few items are usually quite useful or at minimum very cute and worth the grind if you plan to play the game for quests or social interactions anyway. So all that aside, what are some actual players saying about the game and if the experience is worthwhile? Brandon Lazardi says, "It used to be. While messy and unoptimized, the early age of Fallout 76 provided a unique multiplayer experience. Even solo, it was a rich and dynamic world to explore. But after years of updates, all seemingly geared more and more towards promoting microtransactions, and with most player lobbies focusing on late game mechanics, it's become a less magical experience that you're better off passing on." James Kennedy said, "Fallout 4 is a game that looked dated upon release, featured a clumsy, haphazard story that fundamentally undermined the core concept of an open-world RPG that emphasizes autonomy, and had cumbersome, awkward gameplay. On top of that, it was a bug-ridden mess that barely worked at the best of times." But we aren't talking about Fallout 4, we're talking about Fallout 76, which is the same game, but worse in every single way. It doesn't even really have the VAT system anymore, and that is the only gameplay aspect of the Bethesda Fallout titles that are worth a damn. And Andrew Scariati says, "If you and your buddies have been dying to scratch that Fallout itch and you've completed every Fallout game already, then Fallout 76 might be worth a few hours of fun. The opening quests give the impression of a living and breathing world with endless treasures to unearth, but it feels much more like the barren wasteland it is once you get out there. Grab a few drinks and don't take it too seriously, and maybe you'll enjoy your time with a few friends by your side as you explore the unknown." Overall, Fallout 76 is somewhat of a messy game. It wasn't received too well upon initial release, and though several updates, overhauls, and expansions have improved the game and made it into something almost entirely different, it still misses the mark in many places. With quite a niche community surrounding it, there is definitely fun to be had if you want to dive in, though the likelihood is that it will be short-lived. With a heavy focus on microtransactions, solo options locked behind a monthly paywall, and most players in the game being late game builds that might appear quite daunting to you, and as is with most online games, have it out for you as a new player, getting started in these games can feel like a behemoth task, and it's not exactly doing too much to help you along or entice you through the process. Ultimately, with a now free-to-play model, Fallout 76 is certainly worth trying if you're a fan of the series and have not looked at this entry yet. It won't hit the same experiences you get from other Bethesda Game Studios titles, and it will fall short in many places while you're trying to learn all the basics, but it definitely can be a short burst of fun to tide you over. If you're not familiar with Fallout games and are instead a fan of online experiences, then you can also easily have a solid time here in Fallout 76. You don't need to understand anything else about the series to dive in, and you may sit more naturally with most systems the game uses. But still, it may feel more shallow or less refined than other options out there. Fallout 76 is worth downloading and trying for free, but it will serve as a game to try for a short amount of time and then uninstall as you move on to something else. It may very well click with you, and if it does, you're in for a treat, but chances are it will miss that mark with you as it continues to do with many, and you'll move on past it before long.